Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. This is CA Harmeet Kaur from Tax Mantra, and today we are back again with our Advantage webinar series. And our today's topic is practical GST challenges faced by the businesses due to COVID-19. For those of you who are joining us today for the first time, Tax Mantra is a global tax and legal firm providing advisory tax and regulatory services in India, US, and Singapore. For more details, you can visit our website taxmantra.com. If you have any queries, you can ping us in the chat box or post in the social media. At the end of this session, we will take up the queries. So let us begin with today's webinar. Let us begin with today's webinar. As we all are aware that COVID-19 pandemic has not only impacted people's physical and mental health, but has also created a significant impact on the business and the economy. Government of India announced a nationwide lockdown, due to which various businesses have to face operational and financial restriction. While some of the sectors such as the IT sectors, they have the leverage to work to provide remote access for their employees to work from home. Other sectors such as manufacturing, hospitality, they are facing huge operational challenges. With respect to the financial restrictions, Ministry of Finance has announced various relief measures to tackle this current economic situation. Although these measures have provided major relief to the businesses, but the businesses are still facing certain practical difficulties with respect to adherence to the provision of tax laws on a day-to-day basis. In today's webinar, we will discuss what are the practical GST challenges which the businesses are facing due to this COVID-19 situation. The first and foremost is the issue which every business is facing: ITC on invoices not uploaded by the vendors. Amendment in Rule 36(4). Earlier on 9th of October 2019, there was an amendment in the rule, and it was provided that you cannot claim input tax credit more than 10% of what is appearing in your GSTR 2A. Now, on 3rd of April 2020, government has provided relaxation in this rule, and there has been amendment in this rule stating and there has been relaxation in this rule, provided that the set conditions shall apply cumulatively for the period Feb to August, and the return in the form GSTR 3B for the tax period September 2020 shall be furnished with the cumulative adjustment of input tax credit for the said months in accordance with the condition above. So earlier there was a rule that whatever invoices they were appearing in GSTR 2A, you were eligible, 100% of ITC was available, and invoices which were not appearing in GSTR 2A, you can claim ITC, but subject to that amount cannot exceed 10% of the amount as appearing in the GSTR 2A. Now, the government has provided relaxation for the return period Feb to August, like for the invoices which are dated from Feb 20 to August 20, you can claim the input, but while filing your return for the month of September 2020, you need to see that whether those invoices in which you have claimed your input are appearing in your GSTR 2A or not. And if accordingly the same is not appearing while filing the return for the month of September 2020, those inputs need to be reversed, and accordingly all that adjustments shall be made in the month of September 2020 accordingly. Next is the ITC on face mask and sanitizers. As we all know that face mask and sanitizers, they have become very essential for every individual now. And as per the MHA guidelines, wearing masks and having sanitizers at workplace is mandatory, which itself indicates that for operating business, these things are mandatory now. Now let us have let us know what is the legal provisions of the GST Act state with respect to ITC. As per the section 16 of the CGST Act, registered person can claim ITC of GST paid on inward supply of goods or services that are used or intended to be used by him in the course or furtherance of his business. So any registered person can claim ITC of the GST paid on inward supply of goods and services which are used in the course of business. And section 17(5) of the CGST Act states that ITC shall not be available in respect of goods or services or both used for the personal consumption. Thus, here, if we see what is course or furtherance of business has not been defined under the CGST Act. It should be read as the way that the business is conducted. Accordingly, as we know that masks and sanitizers, these are purchased to look after the health of the employees so that the businesses can operate smoothly. Accordingly, these expenses, if incurred for employee at a large, they do not count for to be consumed personally, and hence ITC on purchase of face masks and sanitizers can be said to be available. However, there is no such clear clarification from the department that ITC is available on these goods or not. But as per the plain reading of what is mentioned in the Act and certain case laws, we can interpret that since these face masks and sanitizers are used for business purpose, are used for operating this business, accordingly ITC can be available. Next is the GST implication on bad debts and discount. With respect to discount, the legal provisions of the GST Act state that discount provided before or at the time of the supply is excluded from the definition of the value of supply, provided such discount is mentioned in the invoice. And secondly, if discount is provided post supply, that is after supply, then the discount will be excluded from the value of the supply, provided the two conditions are satisfied, that such discount is established before or at the time of the specifier and is specifically linked to relevant invoices. And secondly, the input tax credit, as it is attributable to the discount on the basis of the document issued by the supplier, shall be reversed by the recipient of the supply. Thus, GST is payable on the transaction value. GST is payable on the transaction value, price paid or payable for the supply of goods or services. Thus, if anyone has affected supplies, and accordingly they have paid GST for the same, and and afterwards they are not able to realize or recover the money from their customers, then there will be a bad debts, and accordingly the benefit of such refund or adjustment of GST paid on bad debts would not be available to the supplier. So this is the issue which most of the businesses might have faced, since they must have paid the GST from their pocket, and accordingly now they are unable to recover the same from their customers. And if they are not able to recover it within time, and accordingly it's a bad debt, and there will be and in the GST law, as of now, there is no benefit of such refund or adjustment of GST paid on bad debts would not be available to the supplier. Then moving on, next is the blocked input tax credits. As we all know that expenses on employee benefits is one of the major expense where the credit is ineligible for a business as per the section 17(5) of the CGST Act. In the present situation, there is the moral obligation on the businesses to provide certain facilities to their employees, such as medical insurance, safe transportation, or accommodation nearby so that the employees can reach business premises safely, food for the employees during lockdown, and other such expenses like reimbursement of the expenses related to internet and telephone. So all these expenses are now a moral obligation for the businesses, and they have to provide these facilities to their employees. But as of now, ITC on these expenses is not yet available. So basically, we can say that disallowance on ITC on these expenses indirectly increases the cost of production, for which would actually impact the Indian businesses adversely. Then moving on, next is the cash crunches. As we all know that the current crisis has resulted in severe working capital issue for the businesses, which would eventually result in non-payment of their invoices, leading to considerable risk of increased bad debts. As already discussed, that have suppliers have deposited the tax on supplies to the government and are not able to recover the same from their customers, and which has resulted into a bad debt. However, there is an option in the GST Act that we can issue credit and debit notes. We can issue credit or debit notes wherever required, but there is a specified timeline within which this credit note or debit note should be issued. That is, within 6 months they should be issued, and post that, if you are not able to realize the money from your customers, accordingly it will be a bad debt, and there is no recourse available in the GST law to adjust such self-assessed tax paid on such supplies. Moreover, as we all know that due to this pandemic, there has been a global financial crisis, and there can be delay in realization of export proceeds as well. So accordingly, those who are involved in export, so as we all know, to claim GST refunds on exports, we require FIRC copies. And if in case of service sector, we require FIRC copies to get that refund. So if there will be delay in realizing those money, there will be no FIRC copies, and accordingly there will be delay in claiming those GST refunds as well, which will actually impact the working capital of the company, and there will be cash crunches as well. So we can say that this pandemic has resulted in cash crunch in the form of delay in refunds as well. And lastly, one of the important one of the important issues which everyone is facing is the compliance burden. As we all know that the CBIC has recently reduced the late filing fees up to a maximum of rupees 500 if the return is filed up to 30th September 2020. However, interest has not been completely waived off, and interest earlier it was 18%, and now there is interest of 9%, which will be levied for delay in payment of GST. Moreover, one of the major issue which everyone will be facing in this current scenario will be the reconciliation between the GSTR 3B and GSTR 2A, which will be very challenging for every taxpayer, because as of now the government has extended the deadlines to file the return. So there might be possibility that some of the suppliers maybe they will be uploading their GSTR 1 for the month of February in the month of September. So accordingly, there will be delays. There will be delays in return filings, and accordingly, this task will become more tedious and cumbersome. Because every time we have to reconcile our data with GSTR 2A and accordingly check whether input is available or not. And moreover, ITC ITC availed on such in ITC availed by the recipient, if needed to be reversed, there will be an interest levied of 24%, which at this point of time is a very high rate of interest, and which would severely impact the cash flow impact on the business. Considering the cash crunch and other hardship faced by the industry, providing extended timeline would further actually benefit to avail the input credit without waiting for the supplier to upload the invoices. So that's all for the today's webinar. If you have any queries, you can ping us in the. If you have any queries, or if you have any query or support, you can visit our website and message us. And you can also email us at info@taxmantra.com or WhatsApp us at 92300 33070.